Breaking news, you're looking at video of one of the last times Oscar winner Gene Hackman, a known recluse in recent years, was seen in public.
As well known as Gene Hackman was, neighbors tell us that he and his wife led intensely private lives here in Santa Fe, their longtime home. And while we've been learning more about this case, there is still so much.
What happened at Gene Hackman's mansion is more than just another celebrity headline. It's a shocking mystery that has left Hollywood and fans worldwide in disbelief. The beloved actor, known for his legendary roles in The French Connection, Unforgiven, and Superman, was discovered lifeless alongside his wife, Betsy Arakawa, in their secluded New Mexico home. But that was only the beginning. What investigators found at the scene has only deepened the mystery, raising more questions than answers. What secrets were hidden within those walls? Could there be more to this story than meets the eye?
Here in Santa Fe, Sheriff's Department officials here working behind me have yet another high-profile case on their hands. Aaron, you and I covered at length the Alec Baldwin case, that fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust. This is the same investigative team.
The saga began when two maintenance workers arrived at Gene Hackman's sprawling Santa Fe estate for a routine visit. But what they encountered was anything but ordinary. The front door stood wide open, an unsettling detail that immediately raised alarm. As they stepped inside, they were met with a chilling sight: the lifeless bodies of Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, in separate rooms of the house. The scene was deeply unsettling. Hackman was found near the kitchen, collapsed beside his cane and sunglasses, while Betsy lay on the bathroom floor, surrounded by scattered prescription pills and an overturned space heater. Adding to the mystery, one of the couple's dogs was found unresponsive in a crate, while two others roamed the property unharmed. The shocking discovery sent ripples through the quiet Santa Fe community and sent shockwaves through Hollywood, leaving more questions than answers in its wake.
Initial findings note no external trauma to either individual. They say that carbon monoxide toxicology reports have been requested. Finally, as sheriff's officials gather information, it's worth pointing out that this could take weeks or months before we know exactly what the cause of is. That's because these medical examiner cases often take time in order to get to the root cause of these
poisoning. It seemed plausible. After all, toxic fumes from heating systems are a tragically common hazard, especially at first. Authorities leaned toward a straightforward explanation: carbon monoxide ally in older homes. But that theory was quickly ruled out. Tests revealed no traces of carbon monoxide, and fire officials, along with the gas company, confirmed there were no leaks in the house. This revelation sent the investigation into turmoil, leaving authorities grasping for answers. How could two seemingly healthy individuals die simultaneously in different parts of the house with no clear cause? The mystery only deepened.
But they've clearly been for several days, and I'm saying days plural, in order to get that kind of mummification. One of the ways of figuring this out, obviously, is from the scene investigation to find out when did they last pick up the mail, when did they last check in with relatives, phone calls, those kind of things, because people generally will communicate with others during the course of their time.
Adding to the mystery, the condition of the bodies raised serious questions among experts. Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's remains showed significant decay, suggesting they had been there for an extended period before being discovered. Some described their appearance as almost mummified, an eerie detail that only deepened the puzzle. Investigators speculated that the dry New Mexico air, combined with the home's heating system, may have accelerated the decomposition process. But even with these factors considered, the timeline didn't quite add up. Hackman's pacemaker, which recorded its last activity on February 17th, indicated he had likely been lifeless for at least 9 days before anyone found him. Could this timeline hold the key to unraveling what really happened behind those walls?
Inside the house. Right, but the door being ajar means, what Judy describes, which is they could have been there 10 days or 2 weeks, meant that the dogs could have had access to come in and out of that doorway. They might have had access to food and to water.
As investigators worked to piece together the events leading up to the discovery, they couldn't ignore the small yet chilling details that hinted at something unusual. Why was the front door left open? Was it a silent cry for help, or had someone else entered or exited the home? And what about the pills scattered near Betsy's body? Were they the remnants of a medical emergency, or did they suggest something more deliberate? These unanswered questions have left even the most seasoned detectives baffled. One investigator admitted, "In all my years, I've never seen a case quite like this." Meanwhile, the public response has been a mix of shock, grief, and relentless speculation. Hackman, revered as one of the greatest actors of his generation, was equally known for his quiet, down-to-earth lifestyle. After retiring from acting in 2004, he spent his later years writing novels, painting, and enjoying the peaceful beauty of Santa Fe alongside Betsy. The couple was beloved for their generosity, often supporting local businesses while shunning the spotlight. For many, the sudden and enigmatic circumstances of their passing feel completely at odds with the life they lived.
Hollywood gets ready to honor its best at the Academy Awards this weekend. There are still unanswered questions about the of two-time Oscar winner Gene Hackman and his wife. The couple was found this week in their New Mexico home. On Friday, investigators ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning and revealed other clues that may lead them to determine what did happen.
Hollywood, too, has been shaken to its core. Tributes have poured in from fans and fellow actors, with many sharing fond memories of Gene Hackman's incredible talent and kind spirit. Gwyneth Paltrow, who starred alongside Hackman in The Royal, Tenenbaums posted a heartfelt tribute online calling him a true legend and sharing a nostalgic photo from their time on set. Clint Eastwood, Hackman's co-star and director in Unforgiven, released a statement saying, "Gene was not only one of the most talented actors I've ever worked with, but he was also a dear friend. His loss leaves a void that can never be filled." Hackman's family, understandably devastated, has also spoken out. His daughter Leslie described her father as being in remarkably good health for his age, noting that he regularly practiced Pilates and yoga. She expressed deep gratitude for Betsy, whom she credited with keeping Hackman active and engaged in his later years. "They had a beautiful partnership," she said in an emotional statement. "Betsy took such good care of him. I can't believe they're both gone." Adding to the intrigue, Leslie and her sister Elizabeth have speculated that toxic fumes could still be a factor, despite the negative tests for carbon monoxide. Could another undetected environmental hazard have played a role? Their concerns have only fueled public curiosity, with countless theories emerging on social media, as people search for answers to this haunting mystery.
Much of the investigation is happening just up this road behind gates and a guard in an affluent neighborhood where homes are separated by acres of land. That's where Hackman and his wife chose to live, decidedly secluded.
As the investigation continues, authorities are meticulously examining every aspect of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's lives in search of clues. From medical records to phone data, no stone is being left unturned. Investigators have even seized a 2025 monthly planner and 2 cell phones from the home, hoping to reconstruct the couple's final days. So far, however, no clear answers have emerged. Toxicology reports, which could provide crucial insights, are still pending and may take weeks or even months to complete. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, several theories have begun to circulate. Some speculate that the couple may have succumbed to a shared medical crisis, such as severe dehydration or a sudden illness. Others wonder if one of them suffered a tragic accident and the other, unable to cope, followed soon after. Even their beloved dogs have become a point of intrigue. How did 2 of them survive while the third did not? Could an environmental factor have affected them differently? And then there's the unsettling possibility of foul play, a theory that, while lacking direct evidence, hasn't been entirely ruled out. The open front door has raised questions. Was it simply an oversight, or could it suggest an intruder? Authorities have found no signs of forced entry or struggle, but some wonder, did someone have a key? Or is the open door just another misleading detail in an already baffling case?
Incredible new details this hour about the circumstances surrounding his front door open, scattered pills on the bathroom countertop, 1 dog in the closet, 2 still locked.
One thing is certain. The story of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's final days is far from over. Their celebrity status, the eerie circumstances of their passing, and the absence of clear answers have created a perfect storm of speculation and intrigue. As fans and investigators alike await the next piece of the puzzle, one question lingers. What really happened inside that house? And will we ever truly know the full story? the mystery has only deepened as new details and theories emerge. The quiet, private life they so carefully cultivated in their Santa Fe retreat now stands in stark contrast to the whirlwind of speculation surrounding their deaths. Did the clues left behind hold the key, or do the answers lie in the lives they lived away from the Hollywood spotlight?
Have investigators been able to get into the obtained cell phones?
Not at this time. We have them in our possession. We'll be analyzing cell phone data, phone calls, text messages, events, photos in the cell phone to try to piece a timeline together.
One of the most perplexing aspects of this case is the condition and placement of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa when they were found. Hackman, known for playing tough, unshakable characters on screen, was discovered near the back of the house, collapsed beside his cane and sunglasses. It's a haunting image of vulnerability, especially for a man who, even at 95, was described by his family as full of life. Betsy, his wife of more than 3 decades, was found on the bathroom floor, at the opposite end of the home, surrounded by scattered prescription pills and an overturned space heater. The scene itself raises countless questions. Were they trying to reach each other in their final moments? Was Betsy attempting to call for help? Or did something else entirely unfold? Something that has yet to come to light. The confusion deepens with the uncertain timeline. Hackman's pacemaker data recorded its last activity on February 17th, nearly 10 days before their bodies were discovered. Yet, Betsy's condition suggested she may not have been unresponsive for as long. This discrepancy has fueled speculation. Did one of them pass first, leaving the other in distress? If so, why was no help sought? And what role did the scattered pills play? Were they part of a medical emergency or merely an unsettling coincidence? These are the questions investigators are working tirelessly to untangle.
On Wednesday, February 26, 2025, at approximately 1:45 p.m., Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to 1425 Old Sunset Trail, where Gene Hackman, 95, and his wife Betsy Arakawa, 65, and a dog were found deceased.
One of the most hotly debated aspects of the case is the unsettling detail of the open front door. The workers who discovered the scene reported that the door was ajar when they arrived, an unusual sight for a couple known for their privacy. Some speculate that this could have been a desperate attempt to signal for help, while others wonder if it suggests the presence of a third party. Authorities have found no evidence of forced entry or a struggle, yet the open door remains one of the most chilling and unexplained elements of this mystery. Was someone else in the house that day? If so, who were they? And why has no trace of them been found?
Deputies arrived and gained access to the residence where they observed Mrs. Arakawa deceased. They continued the search of their home and located Mr. Hackman in a separate area of the residence, also deceased. A German Shepherd was also found deceased, and 2 other dogs who appeared healthy were located on the property.
The condition of the house itself offers little clarity. Authorities described it as largely undisturbed, with no signs of robbery or foul play. Yet the scattered pills, the overturned heater, and the strange placement of the bodies create a scene that doesn't fully add up. These unsettling details have left even seasoned investigators perplexed, with one insider reportedly remarking that the case feels like something out of a movie script. Given Hackman's Hollywood legacy, the irony of that statement is undeniable. Then there's the mystery surrounding the couple's beloved pets. One of their dogs was found lifeless in a crate, while the other 2 roamed the property unharmed. Another baffling layer to the case. Theories have emerged about how the surviving dogs managed to go so long without food or water. Could someone have been caring for them in the interim? If so, who? And why has no one come forward? The condition of the surviving pets might hold crucial clues to the timeline of events, but so far nothing definitive has been revealed.
The unusual circumstances of 2 decedents in the residence, there was a concern for scene safety. Santa Fe City fire personnel and the New Mexico Gas Company were requested to the scene to test for carbon monoxide or other foreign elements. The scene was deemed safe, and approximately 9:30 p.m., a search warrant was issued and executed on the residence.
As the investigation continues, attention has shifted to the couple's health and lifestyle in the months leading up to their passing. By all accounts, Gene Hackman was in remarkably good shape for his age. His daughter Leslie described him as someone who loved staying active, regularly practicing Pilates and yoga. Betsy, a classical pianist, was known for her unwavering devotion to her husband's well-being, often going to great lengths to ensure he remained healthy and happy. Friends of the couple echoed these sentiments, describing them as vibrant, engaged, and full of life. So what could have caused such an unexpected and tragic turn of events?
In this search warrant, there were 2 green in color cell phones, 2 bottles of medication, 1 bottle of over-the-counter Tylenol, my request medical records, and a 2025 monthly planner calendar. Those items were secured from the residence for evidentiary purposes.
Some have speculated that an environmental factor might be to blame. Despite negative tests for carbon monoxide, investigators are exploring the possibility that another toxin or hidden hazard was present in the home. They are reportedly examining everything from mold to chemical exposure, searching for anything that could explain the couple's sudden and tragic passing. Authorities have also seized the couple's medical records, combing through their history for any underlying conditions that might provide answers. Meanwhile, public fascination with the case continues to grow. Fans and amateur sleuths have flooded social media with theories, with some even revisiting Hackman's past interviews in search of clues. A rare 2009 interview has resurfaced in which Hackman spoke about his decision to retire from acting. "The business for me is very stressful," he admitted at the time. "I don't have many fears, but I do worry about dying, especially as I grow older." Could his words offer hidden insight into his state of mind in his final years? Celebrity tributes have poured in, painting a picture of Hackman as both a legendary actor and a deeply private individual. Clint Eastwood, who directed and starred alongside him in the 1992 Western Unforgiven, described him as an artist in every sense of the word. Morgan Freeman, another co-star, called Hackman one of the finest actors I've ever had the privilege of working with. These heartfelt statements stand in stark contrast to the mysterious circumstances of his passing, adding an emotional layer to an already complex and haunting story.
Because I knew a lot of them, so they weren't intimidating. Meeting Gene Hackman the first time, was like, but then finding out he was so funny, that was a great thing.
Yeah.
When I saw him, he did that speech in Birdcage where he just says that thing about, and the leaves, and at that point you just slowly nod off. But he did it so, it's a hard thing to make boring hysterical. And he did it.
Yeah.
And he did it perfectly,
What was it like being on the set with Gene Hackman?
Well, Gene, people ask all the time, who's the best actor, who's the biggest star, who's the blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. The line's long for the great actors I've been able to work with, really is. But I would say probably Gene was the best actor that I'd ever worked with.
Even those who knew Hackman and Betsy personally have been left reeling. Jesse Kessler, the contractor who made the fateful 911 call, described the couple as kind-hearted and generous, adding that he never noticed anything unusual leading up to their final days. Another friend, Doug Lanham, shared a lighthearted memory of Hackman paying off a bet in pennies, a testament to his humor and down-to-earth nature. These anecdotes only deepen the sense of loss felt by those who knew them, as well as the millions of fans who admired Hackman's work from afar.